We're locking it in, day 3. Today we're going to talk about the power of small steps. And, what does that mean? An example would be, let's say you want to start your website. You don't have to do the entire website, do all of the pages, set up the blog in one day. A smaller piece of the puzzle might be something like just setting up your domain. Just grab the domain name, right? Or decide who you want to host the website, or research other websites that kind of have the style that you want and jot it down and just formulate your plan. Those little small steps have a lot of power and you get a lot of ground. I also want to tell you a little story about domains. If you even think there's a domain name that you want, please snatch it now. Even if you're unsure, if you go on to GoDaddy and you see that it's affordable, like under $20 or something, snatch it, because a year later, if you don't want it, you don't have to renew it, and you can just let it fall by the wayside, and you can, get something else a week later if you have a better name. But snatch it while you can, because actually I can't say I learned the hard way, because the domain turned out it had been in existence for almost over 10 years. And the domain is my name. Not my complete name, but parts of my name, my initial and my last name. So luckily I got the .shop 4 months ago, because I read that .shops are, it's a good alternative, and it's actually recommended. Did I say actually twice? It's recommended if you have a product-based business. So anyway, I go on to GoDaddy and I'm like, okay, I'm going to snatch the .com version of that. And so I see it $69.99 and I'm thinking, okay, that's more than what I wanted to pay, but I'm willing to invest $69.99 in my business. So I thought that I had to get it through a broker, because it was obvious that it was already taken, but it was for sale. And so the $69.99 through a broker, turns out it was just the fee for the broker to negotiate buying it. And by the time that happened, I clicked it, I paid for it, and then it took me to a page and it said, okay, so now start your bid. And I was like, what? And it had a low end and a high end, and it said the low end should be $1,000 and the high end should be $3,000. And I was like, absolutely not right now, not at this time. So GoDaddy was great. I quickly got on the phone and I called them and I told them I misunderstood, and they gave me a refund for it. I said all that to say, get your domain. Get it if you even think about it, if it's affordable, because you could always not renew it, or you can add new ones. And when I looked up, there's a place to see who owns your domain, because I thought, well, maybe if it expires and they don't renew it, I would get it at a later time. I think it's called, is it whois.com? But basically, if you Google domain control or domaincontrol.com, it'll take you to another site, and you'll be able to see who owns the domain, when it was purchased. And it turns out they've had it since 2013, and they've been renewing it every 10 years. So it won't be up until 2033, and I don't know that I would care by then. I mean, obviously, if I think to check it, I will, but I'm sure the .shop will work out just fine. And another thing is that I thought that somebody recently snagged it because I filed a trademark. When you file a trademark, that's another thing. Although most people probably already have their domain name locked in before they file a trademark. But there's different types of trademarks. Sometimes you're just trademarking your logo. Sometimes you're trademarking your brand name. Sometimes you're doing both. And I'll do a whole separate video on that and what the process was and what the experience has been like. But it takes some time, so it'll be a while before I do that video. However, there are people and companies that are tracking who's filing trademarks, and you best believe they are on there looking to see if a domain is taken, and they buy them up. So that way they can turn around and sell it back to you at a premium price. So I hope that's helpful. If you were thinking about a domain and questioning when you should do it now. Do not procrastinate. That is all for today, day 3. We're locking it in day three. Day three, we're locking it in. Leave a message in the comments as to what your small step was today. All right, bye.